So this is our problem solver segment. Basically, I will present a problem and the solution. And this actually has to do with a real thing that we've encountered recently at our firm. And it has to do with a stray 401k. Maybe you've had a job and maybe you had a job several years ago. Maybe you left a job not all that long ago. What did you do with the retirement account that was associated with that job, that 401k, that 403b? TSP, if it was a federal government account, like those kind of things. Specifically, though, we're talking about 401ks, 403bs kind of right now. And this particular situation that I'm going to mention is an actual 401k, right? So a lot of people really, when they leave those old jobs, they kind of just leave their retirement plan, their retirement funds that they've accumulated over the years at that old employer. So if you don't roll those over, that's where you get a stray 401k or an orphaned 401k. So we recently worked with a guy named James, name change to protect the innocent, who is an engineer who changed jobs a couple of years ago, had a sizable IRA, but still had this 401k at the old employer that was a stray 401k. It could have been earning him more. Situations have definitely changed in the investment world over the past couple of years, and his was just sitting there with that old strategy in place, in effect. So what were we able to do to solve that problem? Well, we were able to get that account information and get James's old 401k rolled over into an IRA. And that increased the size of that IRA by about 10%. So now he has even more investment options and lower fees. He has lower fees because the management of a lot of the funds that were inside the 401k involved mutual funds. So the mutual funds tend to have higher fees because there's more management that goes along with them, right? It's more active. You got to, there's a fund manager who actually is there every day actively managing those funds. That person has got to make a living, right? So that means larger fees for you in many cases, in most cases. And so we were able to lower his fees by rolling that over into an IRA, because with our investment model, the way that we like to do things, we don't use a lot of mutual funds, if at all, in our plans. What we like to use are ETFs, exchange traded funds, which have much, much lower, if any, fees. James is also getting a better rate of return on his investments because we replaced the bond portion of his old 401k with fixed index annuities. And I got to tell you this too, that a rollover like this, I can hear you thinking, I can hear the wheels turning in your head a little bit. Is this going to create a taxable event for poor old James? Is poor old James going to have this big tax bill because he, took money out of this 401k and put it into another retirement account? No, it's a direct rollover. It's not a taxable event for him. He cashed out the 401k, or had he done that, rather, had he cashed out the 401k and just put that money in his pocket or converted it to a Roth account, yeah, he would have a tax bill coming due. But the fact that he actually rolled it over directly from one retirement account into another with that same tax treatment, that tax deferred treatment, 401k and IRA are both treated that way, traditional IRA, then yeah, that means that there is no taxable event in that particular case. But especially if James is of a certain age, meaning on the younger side, aside from the tax bill that he would have coming due, he would also have a 10% IRS penalty had he taken that out and not put it into another retirement account pretty much immediately. And then, of course, if you roll it over into a Roth, you go ahead and pay the taxes now instead of paying the taxes on the money later. The point is, when we talk about this whole 401k thing, the stray 401k thing, is that you don't want to be in a set it and forget it sort of mindset. And that really is what a lot of people do with their 401ks. I know this from experience. I know this from working with others. I know this from myself, especially when I was younger. I thought, I sign up for the company 401k and that's all I need to do, right? There are no other choices for me to make or anything like that. No, there are choices that you can make, and set it and forget it. Just, leaving it alone is not the best. So that's one of the reasons I love to do what I do, is I help people manage their hard-earned and hard-saved money in a much more efficient way, something that fits their needs to a T. So let me help you take control of your retirement plan by rolling over those old accounts today And it's such a great thing to do, such a great thing to take care of, because you don't want those old accounts sitting there when they could be making more money for you. I'd be glad to help you out. Go to takeprideinretirement.com. That is takeprideinretirement.com to learn more. Schedule a free consultation there as